If I followed you around for 1 week, I could probably predict your future. Not because I can see the future, but because your habits already are your future. Your life is not random. It's the result of what you repeatedly do, the routines you tolerate, the standards you accept, the thoughts you reinforce every single day. Most people want a different life someday, while repeating the exact behaviors that created their current one. That never works. If you want a different future, you need different principles. So today, here are 7 principles that can completely change your life, if you actually live by them. The first is radical responsibility. At some point, you have to stop waiting for someone to rescue you. No one is coming. Not your parents, not your partner, not your boss, not some perfect opportunity that magically appears later. And strangely enough, that's good news, because the moment you stop waiting, you finally take your power back. Your habits are your responsibility. Your mindset is your responsibility. Your body, your discipline, your future. Even if your past wasn't your fault, your healing still becomes your responsibility. That's adulthood. Children blame. Adults build. Children avoid discomfort. Adults do what needs to be done, even when they don't feel like it. Your life changes the moment you stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "What am I going to do about it?" The second principle is alignment. Most people are working hard, but they have no idea where they're going. Ask someone what they want from life, and most can only tell you what they don't want. You need a clear direction, a North Star, and once you know where you want to go, you need to ask a deeper question. Who would I have to become to create that life? What does that future version of you think like? How do they speak? What habits do they tolerate? What do they do when they're tired? How do they handle pressure? Most people have multiple identities fighting inside them. The disciplined version, the distracted version, the ambitious version, the comfortable version. And that internal conflict creates inconsistency. You need one dominant identity, one future self leading your decisions. The third principle is decision minimization. Most people aren't exhausted because life is hard. They're exhausted because they're constantly negotiating with themselves. Should I do this? Should I wait? What if I fail? What if people judge me? Every decision drains energy. So simplify your life. Create rules instead of constant debates. When you say, "I'm the type of person who works out every morning," the discussion ends. Identity removes friction. The less you negotiate, the more energy you have for execution. The fourth principle is habit stacking. Most people fail because they try to change their life through isolated motivation. That doesn't last. Real change comes from sequences. You attach a new habit to something you already do. Wake up, brush your teeth, drink water, stretch, journal, plan your day. One action flows into the next. Momentum matters. Once movement begins, it becomes easier to keep going. You don't rise to the level of your motivation. You fall to the level of your systems. The fifth principle is gratitude, and not fake positivity. Real gratitude changes what your brain notices. Your brain naturally scans for problems, threats, what's missing. Gratitude retrains your attention. It teaches your mind to recognize what is already good, because what you consistently focus on becomes your reality. Two people can live completely different emotional lives while living in the exact same circumstances. One notices lack, the other notices beauty. Gratitude is not denial, it's direction. The sixth principle is delayed gratification. Everything in life is a trade, comfort now or growth later. Your future is built through decisions your current self doesn't always feel like making. Working out when you don't want to, saving money instead of wasting it, studying instead of scrolling, building instead of escaping. Your brain is wired for immediate rewards, but your future depends on long-term thinking. Every time you choose discipline over impulse, you reinforce a new identity. You become someone who trusts themselves. And finally, the seventh principle: cut your screen time in half. Your phone is stealing your life in tiny invisible pieces. 5 hours a day doesn't sound extreme until you realize that over 40 years, that becomes more than 8 entire years of your life. Years spent staring at a screen instead of living, instead of noticing sunsets, conversations, silence, presence, your actual life. You don't need to disappear from technology. Just stop letting it consume you, because the quality of your life is shaped by what consistently holds your attention. And at the end of the day, your future is not created by motivation. It's created by patterns, the small things you repeat, the standards you live by, the person you choose to become every single day. Your habits are writing your future right now. The question is, are they writing the future you actually want?